Hello, everyone. I am Reverend T.A. Nguyen. In Vietnamese, I'm called as Mục sư Nguyễn Anh Tuấn. And alongside my associate, Mr. Toàn Nguyen, who is an experienced manager with Chevron, we will be interviewing Chef Viet, a young, handsome, and successful entrepreneur in the restaurant industry. I have known him since 2014 when he opened his first restaurant named Soup Noodle Bar, which quickly gained a reputation for serving one of the best and most authentic Vietnamese dishes, pho. Pho has now become widely recognized as one of the most popular international cuisines. As a part of our ministry plans to host a workshop focused on leadership and management, we are conducting research to enhance the workshop's content. It occurred to me that interviewing Chef Viet could prove insightful, as he may be able to share the secrets behind his remarkable success. And now, Chef Viet, you can say something about yourself before we will ask you several questions.
Oh yeah, well, thanks so much, Pastor, for having me on your podcast, I think. But yeah, so I came here in 2002. I was 16 at the time. I was just looking for my voice. I was applying for a lot of different countries. Americans happened to call me first, pass the interview, and here I was just, leaving Vietnam. Just trying to find what's out there, understanding the world a little bit more. Fast forward to obviously 2014, as you said, we met for the first time. Along the way, I worked for a lot of different restaurants, consult a lot of restaurants, and doing a lot of other side works for restaurants on the IT space, but also financial space. And then understanding that, how to run a restaurant successfully. And opened our first concept, the Soup Noodle Bar, in 2014, and 2017 with Box Kitchen, 2018 with Gem Dining, and onward and onward. Now we have Roll, Kin, Enai. What other brands that we have? We have a few more. It's kind of escaped me right now, but we're actually also launching a few more brands. But as we comes along, we actually found key concepts as a restaurant group to house everything in 2018, because we felt like at that time was the right time for us to put everything under one umbrella. So key concept in its own only started in 2018 with my first venture with 2014, and there's a few before that. But now here we are, starting out. I believe when we first met, we had about 20 employees. And as I count right now, I think we're approaching about 1,000 employees this year. And probably going to be about 1,500 employees next year. And we're mainly in Southern California, mainly in Orange County. But we're gonna probably venture out to other cities in LA to all the way to San Diego for the next few years. But yeah, very happy to be invited to your podcast.
Sure. So how many restaurants do you have totally?
Oh, right now we have about 12 different entities with 3, I believe, right now would be still franchise, and then the rest of it is the one that we own. We created it, I know.
I did a quick research on internet about a key to success in the restaurant business, and I got up to 8 items. Number 1, quality food.
Okay.
Number 2, exceptional service. Number 3, atmosphere and ambience. Number 4, effective management. Number 5, consistent marketing. Number 6, adaptability and innovation. Number 7, strong leadership. And number 8, attention to detail. So look at a long list. I realized that you have strong leadership. You have the adaptability and creativity. And I believe you have an effective management. That's what I guess. So I'm going to ask you some questions and possible elaborate your answer more than what we know. Okay, so make it more interesting and more helpful for us. All right. So the first question I have here, I may look at. Okay. Could you kindly share the secrets behind your success in the restaurant business?
I'm sorry, the internet is actually breaking up quite a bit.
Okay.
Is it
I've
okay on your
repeated.
side?
I've repeated. Could you kindly share the
No,
secret?
actually, I heard everything. It's just all kind of broken up into parts. I heard everything, but I'm not too sure if you guys can hear us correctly.
Yes, we can hear you very well. 10 over 10.
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's just internet on our side.
That's it.
But yeah, so maybe it's last part. I heard everything else except for the last part.
Could you kindly share the secrets behind your success in the restaurant business?
Oh, okay. Well, there's many, right? And it's not really a secret. It's obviously it's an open book. Essentially, you can, like you said, you can go online, search on Google, and they would tell you, right? But I think the
It's breaking off
that I
again.
want to talk about is discipline. As far as if you have a discipline to follow.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think the internet is breaking in.
Yeah,
again.
yes, something
Okay,
wrong
okay.
with the internet. Well, you know, like Mr. Warren Buffett, right? He shared several principles to get rich,
Yes.
but very few people, or almost no one, can get rich like himself.
Exactly.
So we got a book just theoretically, but each person is an individual, must have something else.
Yeah.
Well, for example, this is what I heard. Lee Sandwich is like a franchise, but the picky person told me the only original one had the best food, or the other cannot comes up the same. So I feel probably each store there's different manager, different shape or whatever to make it so unique. So
exactly.
So I hope that we also study the book, but I hope that you can share your own secrets.
Yeah. Like I said, it's all about discipline. Once you have a vision, it's the most important that you have a vision. And you're disciplined to that vision. Now, the execution can be flexible. And I think that's what Jeff Bezos from Amazon has that. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing here. I don't remember the quote correctly. But the vision has to be, you have to be extremely focused on your vision, right? And execution on the daily, that's what he said is always day one at Amazon. What does that mean? It means that if you treat it always as a startup and you're trying to do everything right as a startup and you do that over and over and over again, your vision doesn't change. Your execution, your adaptability can change. And there's one book that I really like, and also I keep forgetting about the names of the books and the authors. But there's a story about a horse and a boy got lost in the forest. And because the boys have this kind of different visions everywhere. I mean, they all know that they have to get past the forest over to the other side of the mountain. They both can see the mountain. The horse can see the mountain, the boy can see the mountain. And the boys keep running around and couldn't find his way. And so he talked to the horse and like, I can't get there. It's too far. I don't know what to do next. And so the horse turned to him like, do you see a next step? If you see a next step. I mean, the boy said, yes, I do. And like, okay, we'll take it. You see the vision, you know where to head, right? So you head that way. Why are you so confused all the time? Just take the next step. And people sometimes underestimate the value of taking just the next steps. It's like a staircase, like a turn staircase. You see where you're going on the staircase and you're wondering, where it's going to lead you and all that. But forgetting, for you to see step number 2, you have to take step number 1. And by taking step number 2, then you see step number 3. And that's for us. I think it's a disciplinary of the vision, and just very, I would say, patient of taking one step at a time. That's where we got where we are today. And along the way, choose the people that you fully trust with all of your heart, right? Your partners, your staff, invest in them and take them all the way with you. You have to take them all the way. And I've seen this in multiple different business where the number one failure with a lot of startups is not the product, it's not the customer, it's not the vision, it's the partners.
Mhm.
Either someone along the line get a little bit greedy, they're not the same, they're not splitting the same way, or you feel like halfway through, I'm like, I don't need my partners, right? For his skills or whatever that you try to come up with. But for us, we have a few partners. There's only 4 of us, and I'm taking them all the way with me. I trust them with my life, regardless of where they are at or where we're at. There's no such thing as, if I'm, 25%, we have 4 partners. So you can't expect that everyone come in and put it on the table 25% all of the time. It's more about effective communication of, okay, well, coming in, and I told my partners all the time, like, guys, I'm not 100% myself. I can't put 25% on the table today. Maybe 10% max. And then their response is like, I got you. Each one of us is going to take your 5% and we'll carry it. And then there's days that, guys, I'm like pumped. I'm 200% today, right? And I'll carry whatever slack that you guys off. And it's important to invest in your team and take them all the way with you, all the way, for the rest of your life. If you trust them and they trust you, it's very important. And don't focus.
May I interrupt a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
You mentioned several times about the word vision.
Yes.
So I guess you must be a visionary leader.
Yes. So
you're not, right? Wow, that's great. Then I'm curious to ask about your core values and mission.
Yes. So I was going to touch base on that, right?
Good.
So in the company, you have 3 parts of a partnership: the visionary, and then you got the mechanics and the manager. Right. So I'm the visionary. I got 2 very good managers, and I got a mechanic. Actually 2 mechanics and 1 manager. And with that partnership, you'll be able to take anything, any ideas, and turn it to reality. And so if your partnership, you don't have that 3 parts, either you have to carry 2 or the other person carry 2, or you have to find those 3. We have 4 people, but the 2 of them are very good mechanics. 1 a very good manager, and I'm the visionary. And each one of us know that we have to rely on each other and we can't cross paths. And we would be much better off relying on each other to perform. And when you asked about vision, our vision in the very beginning was very simple. So what we wanted to do is create communities. And I myself, obviously I'm Vietnamese, so I'm biased that, I'm representing Vietnamese people in America. I know for a fact that whatever that we're going to be doing, people are going to look at us and give us a grade. Every single action that I do or the group would be doing or performing, they don't just say, oh, Viet did that, or, my partner did that, or she did that. But every other race in the country would be looking at what Key Concept is doing and say that, oh, that Vietnamese group is doing that. Or, so let's just say if we do something wrong, or we, doing anything that is not to the code of business, that will be stuck with Vietnamese people doing that. And so we know that the big responsibility that we have right now, where everything that we do is representing the Vietnamese community, Vietnamese people. And so for us, the vision is to create that community that we wish we would have had.